All right, folks, happy Thursday. I'm meteorologist Tom Schmidt.
And I'm meteorologist Tom Turton.
And this is Talking with Tom.
Ooh, that was nice.
Well done.
Yeah.
On the A game. You know, we used to do these on Mondays. We decided to change that to Thursday because the Monday groggies were making us a little...
Yeah, okay. So, I agree. Thursday is much better.
Yeah, it is. Tom, what do you got going on? Anything exciting in your world?
I think the most exciting part is when I come out of the house to get in my car to go to work. Right now, it's a little more crisp, and it feels good. It helps wake you up a little bit rather than waking up to 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that keeps you kind of low-key.
It would, yeah. Well, especially if you walk out the front door in your underwear. I mean, kind of exciting for your neighbors, too, I imagine.
I don't think that's the word that I would use, but yes, there is a reaction. But I'm just taking out the trash. I mean, come on.
Right.
I'm
picking up the
I'm not going to get dressed up for that.
No, it's been chilly. You're right.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen any frost?
I have
on the rooftops or anything?
I have not yet. That I'm aware of anyway, because usually when you do see frost, the first time you see it, you go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Now you're seeing transition going on. So no, none that I noticed. Let me put it that way.
All right. Yeah, I know there's been a little bit. We got to 38 degrees yesterday morning.
Yeah. So in some of the low-lying protected areas, there probably was some frost in the area.
Probably so. A little cooler weather for them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, you've also lived in your neighborhood now for...
About a year.
Has it been a year now?
Yes, it has.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it has. So I have a big expanse of grass that I can look at.
Yeah.
And any kind of moisture in the morning, you see that very easily. So I'm waiting for it to start looking white. So, okay. When it starts looking white, that's when you've got a little frost, little freeze maybe going on.
Yep. And we'll probably find some of that sooner than later.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, no kidding. Or just probably within the next week or two, we should start to see our first frost in Springfield officially.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, haven't hit it yet. So, which is okay.
I would like it a lot more if we could have frost when it was 70 degrees instead of having to do it at 30 degrees. It's just, I'd like it a little warmer.
Yeah, exactly. I was looking at I got plants and flowers on my balcony still, and they're still doing just fine. I like that part of it, but after that first frost there,
Yeah, time to bring them in or just resign yourself to you'll have to have new plants next year.
Yeah, probably so. Oh, well. Well, Tom, I think today we're going to be talking about why does the forecast change? One of our topics for today. Kind of a tricky subject to get into. I found a great visual from the Weather Service in Kansas City.
Okay.
That really kind of goes into, why do we see the model data change? Why does the forecast change day to day as we get into an event, whether it's a snow event, a storm event? You might hear us say all the time, now things will change. And there's a reason why we say that.
Well, sure there is, because everything, it's not that the atmosphere is steady state. It's in constant flux. It's in constant movement, both up, down, backward, side, everything in all dimensions that we know of.
Yeah.
And if it changes, the forecast is going to change. It might be minimal change. It might be, I missed this. Well, it wasn't there before. Yeah, but I better tell them now, kind of thing.
Yeah, right. We always describe the atmosphere as like a river. It's a fluid, right? That's how we are able to work our physics equations into some of the modeling that we see, the calculus and the physics equations, because we treat it like a fluid. And so if you ever watch like a river, you'll see that for the most part, there's a general trend you can follow, but there'll be some changes in the flow of the water every once in a while, especially if there's something that happens upstream, like, hey, it rained.
Exactly.
And so now, the next day, that water where you are will be a little higher, be looking a little different.
Well, sure, and it follows both ways. If that water goes down, now you may have some rocks that are poking up through the surface, helping to cause eddies in the flow, move the flow of the water.
Right.
That's that's just nature and time. It just happens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you could be totally accurate 100% of the time, Tom, everybody would work for you.
Yeah.
Man, all the places that rely on weather to exist, and that's most places in one way or another, would be going to you for advice.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I'd have all the power.
You would. You would.
Mine.
You would be a Bond villain, I can tell.
Yeah, right. Okay, so here's a visual I found from the Weather Service in Kansas City.
All right.
And I think this is a great explainer. Just kind of gives people an idea of, okay, what's going on? Why are you cheating me out? He said it was going to rain Saturday. It didn't rain. What happened here?
Yeah.
This is it. The reality of long-range forecasts. This is kind of a simple, understandable model, I think. It's like, they call it a pachinko game. It's like basically,
yes,
you've seen this on The Price is Right.
Right.
You drop a ball at the top and there's a bunch of options at the bottom. It could take either route, any route.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of variables that could change, from the start when you first drop the ball in at the top to all the different ways it could travel before it gets to the bottom. And there's a wide range of possibilities at the bottom. But something you got to keep in mind is that when us as meteorologists, when we're looking at the model data, in some cases, it's really just giving you what they call a deterministic output, which
right.
is just one of several outputs. And they have ensemble model data, which is also a little more helpful because that's like a collection of models that give
yes.
you, a better view of, okay, which way are we leaning on this data? But this is a good visual, I thought. And what are your thoughts when you look at something like that?
This really does explain it perfectly, and why we get better the closer we get to an event, because out of all of those different ways that the ball can travel, they lessen. It can't go as many. If you look at all the ways it can go at the top, where you're at, what does it say, day 9 or day 10?
Yeah.
Right in there.
Yep.
Okay, you've got a whole board you can go through. Once you start getting to the bottom, there aren't as many turns that it can make. So, when you look at the extended forecast, as you're going toward those last 3 days maybe, you're looking at trends, you're looking at, I've seen this kind of thing before, so I'm leaning toward that. You look at the models and you say, well, this is what they're showing, but those can change every single day. Now, as you're farther away, they can make bigger jukes, bigger changes.
Yes.
That will affect that final day. But, you'll notice there, okay, the greenish type of path, right. It's made its changes around day 6, I think that looks like, yeah. And then again, the next day, then it follows up, and then it makes another, turn all of a sudden. The white just continues, once it gets to about day 6. And we tend to get more accurate. It's like with the forecast, 3, maybe 4 days.
Yeah.
You get a better lock on what's going on. 9, you're playing some percentages there. It's not as accurate. I wouldn't live and die with the forecast on day 9. But as it gets closer, we all get better at that.
Yeah. How many times has the 300-hour run of the GFS shown snow in the forecast?
Yeah.
Almost all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So kind of crazy stuff. But you're right. It changes. As you get closer to the actual day, your options get limited. Moving the camera. And you're kind of shrinking your options of what's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Take last weekend, for example. We had some rain and thunderstorms. We were looking at it maybe 5-6 days in advance thinking, okay, it looks like there might be something kind of come through here. Will it be severe? Well, that question remains. As we got closer to the date, we started to see that, the data is starting to come together in agreement that instability is going to be there, the wind energy is going to be there. And then we, tacked on the severe weather chances and ended up, we had a little bit of severe weather. Had some wind primarily, and that was what we were saying going into it. But we really didn't know until maybe 2-3 days out.
Yeah,
that was going to be
as you said,
case.
the models start coming together. I think.
Yeah.
I have nothing to base this on, but feeling. I think most Mets, they have models that they favor a little bit.
Yes.
Because they have seen for our area of the country, this one tends to get a lock on it a little bit sooner with a little more accuracy through time rather than waiting just that 2-3 days out. And so we lean toward that. And then we find the other models start coming in and you go, they're starting to agree with my favorite model, however it may be. But that takes a little bit of time in whatever area that you're in to say this model tends to work best for where I am forecasting for.
Yeah, I know like around here in the Ozarks, I know Jamie and probably myself too, and we all kind of favor the European model for out here, especially when you're looking long distance.
Yes.
It tends to have a better track record. But even then, like you're still looking 7+ days out, you're going to find some changes.
I don't care how good the model is. You don't bet the farm 7 days out.
No. No. You can recognize maybe a pattern.
Sure.
A trend. But when you get down to the details, okay, is it going to be on Monday or Tuesday that this cold front comes through? Or is it going to be somewhere in between?
Yes.
But you're looking like, okay, early next week could be something coming through. That's kind of how you have to generalize.
Well, yeah, and that's how you do it. We're seeing something, upstream, and it could affect the area. So we're going to keep an eye on this possibility of rain. It's not that we're just trying to, well, it might not. It's not that kind of thing. We definitely see a possibility. We're going to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
So, it'll change over time, somewhat. But there are some models and consistency forecasts. I've seen this before. I'm seeing it again. This is what happened. I'm leaning toward that. That's what we do as well. And sometimes, it's good enough with the models. They all come together and it's like, yes, I knew it. All right. And then you get a little more positive.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of confidence scale that goes into forecasting.
Right.
If there's just one model that says, hey, watch out, there's going to be snow on Halloween, and the others are like, it's actually going to be 95 degrees. And so you're like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, the outlier, you have to always kind of go, yeah, maybe not.
Exactly, yeah.
Even if it is your favorite one.
Exactly. Yeah, that does happen. Okay, so Tom, now you've been forecasting for a while.
Yeah.
And you started back in the 80s.
Well, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
How has forecasting, just broadly speaking, of course, how has it changed over the years in terms of like the accuracy, the way you access the data, is how much data you have available?
First of all, how you get the data. It used to be on like teletype.
Really?
You would get things printed out. We would print out maps, and we had one wall that we would put all the different maps up, the different models and this and the surface features, and then we would look at things like that. Okay, that takes time in and of itself. Now we also have, with computers, you have so much more data, and the rapidity at which you can get this data, is I don't know how to figure that. I don't know what the equation is, but I'll just say a whole bunch more. I think that's the scientific terminology. And you have it from all over the world. You have it updating constantly. It's when I think about it, I don't know. It is better just because you can, if you have the time, put more time into a forecast.
That's true.
Yeah. But sometimes it's too much. It's like where you have to decide where you want to look through experience, I think.
Yes.
But the amount of data and the way you can get it is much better than it used to be.
Information overload if you really wanted to dive into something.
It can be. Yeah. But also the great thing is with more sensors, more even people on the ground, you get more observations in situ than we've ever gotten before, which is paramount in being able to warn people and, tell people to take cover, seek shelter, because I think we've discussed it before. A meteorologist's job, it's really not to say it's going to be partly cloudy and 73. It's to say you need to seek shelter.
Yes.
I mean, that's the real job, is to warn people of danger, imminent danger due to weather.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. When it's like a day like today, 70 and quiet, it's like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But, tomorrow we got rain coming in through
do.
the weekend. People are saying, well, what about my Friday night plans? Will I be soaked to the bone, or do I have to worry about thunderstorms this weekend? And that's when we really have to start getting more into the details and saying, okay, this is just rain. Got plans, move them inside.
Yeah, or carry an umbrella.
Impactful weather.
Right. Well, people do want to know, am I going to be all wet? Am I going to be blown off the road? Will I be able to see out of my windshield?
Yeah.
All of that kind of stuff. That's what people want to know. And
the disruptions.
Yes,
whatever
exactly.
disrupts your day-to-day life. Yeah,
right.
People. That's when our jobs really come into the forefront of people's minds, I guess.
Right.
Outside of that, if it's just a quiet, sunny day,
But
if you don't watch, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, sure. But, then there's the other part, and that is when someone calls you and they're angry because you've changed the forecast.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of relates to what we're saying. Things change. Forecasts will change. So it's not like we make the stuff.
No, we just do our best to tell you what the data is saying.
Right.
Kind of put our professional input, like those outliers. If you go on social media, you'll find some yahoo put out the 300-hour run of the GFS saying, watch out, November 1st, there's going to be snow in Springfield, and it could be a lot. It's like, no, don't listen to that.
Yeah. But, it's like, there could be. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but sure, what? If that's what you want to believe. But again, hold the money close to your vest. Don't just start giving it out right away.
Oh, yeah. And something else interesting, and we might have to talk about this at a later point on Talk with Tom, is kind of the progression of AI weather models. Because now we're getting into more of machine learning with the AI models that, hey, if they make a mistake and the forecast is wrong, they learn from that and go back and try to figure out, okay, how can we better prepare for this next time?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting new development.
It truly is. Also, they can gather data a lot faster. I don't care how fast it comes into us. They can gather it and put it into, the whole formula, the whole forecast.
Yeah.
And they are the ones who can really go with a consistency forecast where they can go back as long as there's been data and say, this is what happens when that goes on. Boom. And that goes into their forecast model right away.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, analogs are helpful for that reason. They go back, look at historical events with similar setups and say, okay, when we've had this happen, this is what's happened when you have a weather pattern that looks like this. That's also helpful stuff. But it's interesting. I think we might have to save that for another time. The AI models, that could be a completely other episode on its own.
I agree.
For the time being, Tom, next time, I think we said we were going to talk about difference of frost and freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of say, well, how can there be frost? Isn't that ice? And why isn't it freezing if there's ice with frost? Well, we'll take a look at that. We'll answer that question for you.
One other thing I wanted to make mention of when we talk about the forecast changing, there are a lot of people there that say, oh, the Weather Channel, though, they said this.
Right. Or my phone app says this. Yeah.
Now, the whole difference is, for instance, when you make a forecast, your last forecast of the day, which would be in the 11 o'clock in the morning hour, right?
Oh,
11. Okay.
Yep.
You have to live with that forecast until the next morning. Weather Channel can change it every 8 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That, if you had to go on, or you could go on every 8 minutes, you'd be very accurate, Tom. Incredibly accurate.
You would be.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
Even the Weather Channel misses it.
What?
Yes.
Get out.
Yes, they do.
There's no way.
Yes, they do. I'm sorry. I have a piece of paper here, Tom.
All right.
That's my piece of paper.
Looks like a very attractive piece of paper.
It is. It's well made. It may be a Dunder Mifflin product. I don't know.
Oh man.
Okay. But what is on this paper is trivia. And it's weather trivia. And this time I have the questions and answers, and you are going to be the one to answer the questions.
Zoinks!
Zoinks is red.
All right.
Are you ready for this?
As ready as I can be, I suppose.
All right.
Fire away.
I'll give you some easy ones to start. They'll get harder as they go along.
All right.
All right. What is the fastest speed a raindrop can fall? You did this to me on things before. This is payback, Tom. Come on.
Yeah.
Fastest speed a raindrop can fall.
Fastest speed.
And I'll give you if you could get it within 3, either way.
Within 3. Is this in miles per hour or meters per second?
We're going to go miles per hour.
Okay. Miles per hour. Rain's pretty small, but a larger drop, as it gets faster, though, starts to split apart, becomes more pancake-like. I'm going to say 40 miles per hour.
Okay. 23 miles per hour.
23, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, that is it. And raindrops are not teardrops shaped either.
No, they aren't. No, they're not.
They're like platelets, like, I guess.
kind of oval shape, and they kind of turn to that like kidney shape.
Yes, a kidney
as they're
shape,
falling down.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Bean shape.
I know you've got to know this one.
Oh, boy.
What are the 3 pieces of data that a weather balloon collects? They go up every day, all the time.
Oh, man.
3 pieces of data.
3
data,
pieces.
yeah.
Okay, so you have wind, speed, and direction. Is that 1 or is that 2?
That would be
Like just wind?
We'll just go with 1. That'll
Okay,
go
so
with-
wind,
yeah.
temperature, air temperature,
Yeah.
and dew point temperature. And I guess pressure would be on there too. That's 4.
That was a ring, and it's temperature, relative humidity,
Okay.
and air pressure. So you got him in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
wind. I would have thought. Well, I guess it can't because there's no anemometer on a.
Well,
weather
it's
balloon.
not only that, but a balloon when it's traveling. For instance, if you're in a hot air balloon, you can light a match
Yeah.
because you're traveling the same speed the wind is.
I see.
So I guess if they had a radar on it and they could get speed that way,
Maybe
but
so.
they're traveling the speed of the wind.
Yes.
So
okay.
you don't feel the wind. You couldn't have the anemometer.
All right, that makes sense.
All right. What is the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth, and where did it occur?
All right, coldest temperature I believe is minus 73 degrees Fahrenheit,
Yeah.
and it was in Antarctica. Okay, half right.
Minus 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit in Vostok, Antarctica. So you got the Antarctica part right.
All right.
All right,
that
we'll go the other way.
Golly.
What is the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth, and where did it occur?
Death Valley, 134 degrees.
I'm going to assume that this is right. It is 134 degrees in Furnace Creek Ranch, California.
Okay.
So that's probably
All right.
in Death Valley.
All right.
Why would you put a ranch in Death Valley? Anyway.
Why not?
Okay. What is ombrophobia?
Fear of umbrellas.
Why do you need an umbrella?
Ombrophobia.
Why do you need an umbrella?
Rain. Fear of rain.
Extreme
Man.
fear of rain, ombrophobia.
Okay. Extreme fear of rain.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
What is,
I think Jeremy Rabe has that fear.
maybe.
Every time it rain in the forecast. Why you got the rain all the time?
All right, what is nephophobia or nephophobia?
Nephophobia. Fear of snow. All right.
You got part of it right. It is a fear of something. The phobia kind of it's the fear of clouds.
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 Okay.
That's my trivia for today. Not too bad. And I as I said at the top, this is not going to be an easy one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find something different. But I'm amazed that you got the high temperature just because
the high.
you have to. But you didn't make it on the low temperature. Wow.
No, I didn't. Now, how
Almost
embarrassing is that?
Oh, this is terrible.
Golly.
You'll have to hang your head in shame.
There goes my career.
No.
Oh, man.
Buzzer says no. Your career is intact.
Oh, whoo. All right, the almighty buzzer. Well, Tom, those are good questions. Tough, but
they were
kind of fun facts.
I didn't expect that. That really goes. Most of those questions there are beyond trivia. They're minutia, is what they are.
Right.
So for you to go 134 degrees, that was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Well, that was one of those facts that just stood out. I think it was last year where they got close to breaking that record.
Okay.
They got up to I want to say 131 or something. So that came up in conversation pretty recently. Only reason I'd know that. Oh, well.
You still remembered it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't.
Locked away.
Unless I had it on the paper, I wouldn't have remembered it.
Well,
now, I knew the answers to all the other ones.
Of course. Yeah, of course you did. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it.
I like how you got umbrella out of ombro from ambrophobia.
Umbrophobia.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Well, kind of sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Umbrella. Well, all right. Well, good questions. Very good, Tom. Thanks for having those.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us today on this Talking with Tom. Next time, like we talked about, we're going to be going over frost and freeze potential, and that'll be right around the Halloween time, which, like I said, at this time, October 23rd, we have not had a frost or a freeze in Springfield yet. So we're about a week or two behind schedule. But we'll talk about it next week on Talking with Tom.
Yeah. And the operative word there was yet.
Yet. That's right. It's coming.